Realocha. Lina laka ke molatelo wa ga Ramotwala. I work at the Small Enterprise Development and Finance Agency here in the capital city in Hatfield. This is where we are bringing you this month's episode of our agency's podcast. February is Manufacturing Month here at SETFA. And as part of profiling our clients that are in the manufacturing space, we have a guest, Cate Olifant. Cate is the founder of Akani Paints, a manufacturing and distribution company. It manufactures paint. And Cate Olifant, minjani.
Thank you very much, Ifukile.
Hi, Lina Kirona. Nonetheless, thanks for making time to join us on this conversation on the SETFA podcast. You are a Limpopo girlie.
Absolutely.
What brings you to Pretoria right now?
Wow, you want me to go back then? The marriage.
What? No, I mean right now, why are you in Pretoria?
No, I was attending a course.
Okay.
Which it was sponsored by SETFA.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was with attending this ISO 9001 and 45001 and 14001 through SABS.
And you had an exam today.
Absolutely.
Pass it?
Yeah.
I expected nothing less. No, I think it's great that you've been in the game for so long and you're still investing in personal development and you're still growing and learning, and I think that's great. Okay. We will get to Cate the boss lady in a minute. We will get to Cate Babes Swama Awards in a minute. For now, I want to talk a little bit about Cate the girl. Yeah. Born in the late 70s, which means you are kind of growing up in the 80s, you are kind of coming into age in the early 90s, right? What is your family situation? How many siblings? What do your parents do? Okay. Just briefly paint a picture of your childhood for us.
Okay, in fact, I'm from a business background. Oh. My dad, he was a business owner. He owns several hardware shops. Oh. So I think this whole thing of business is from there. Grew up in the shop, selling during school holidays. Even at school, selling some chippies, sweets. So that entrepreneurial spirit is from my family background. Yes, I grew up in Kwangoa Zanini, studied there from sub A until standard 10, not the grades.
Okay.
So yeah, and
standard 1, standard 2, standard, got you.
Yeah. So yeah, from a family of 4, I'm the second.
Okay.
Yeah, my siblings, we are, most of us who are more into entrepreneurial spirit.
Okay, so that was like instilled in all of you guys, and okay. So you come into age around about the time that South Africa is transitioning. You are in your late teens. We see the first black president. We no longer have apartheid. Does this mean anything to you where you were? Does it feel like, okay, things are going to change, I'm going to do something else? Or did it have an impact in any way on your thinking? Okay, tell me more.
It did, especially in my community. You must remember during apartheid, those factories, they were, vibrant. Our parents were working there. We knew that, at most of the households, most of their parents, they were working by then. And when, the new democracy came in, all those things, it was, vandalized, nothing was happening. And growing back to my community, I love my community so much. Yes. And being studied here in Pretoria, got married here in Pretoria, but when I went back home, you can see that, the community is dilapidating. Unemployed is increasing, and I said, everything is in Gauteng. What can I do here?
I want to pause you there before you go further into your what can I do here and stuff. You said you studied in Pretoria.
I studied in Pretoria.
Where and what did you study?
My background is more into marketing. I'm more into public relations and marketing. So this whole thing of the science of the chemistry, it's got nothing to do with my background.
But you study marketing and you go on and you become a director in a construction company.
Yes. Okay, let me just take it back.
Maybe, yeah.
I think when I've worked for public and private sector, and it was time to change. I think I'm this person that I love challenge. So my husband by then, he was in construction.
I see.
And I was supposed to go to the company that I was working for. I was supposed to go to Sweden for 3 years. There was some development program that I was supposed to attend there. So you know, I'm still young. My husband said, "Yeah, I could see you are busy going there. Who knows? All those kind of.
You might not come back, you know."
And possibility was very high that I might not come back. So I had to make a decision because of I also needed a change.
Okay.
I said, you know what, I think it's time. I also want to do my things, and we had to agree that, you know what, you give me some percentage in your company,
in the business,
and I'll stay.
Okay.
And we didn't agree at first. I said, no, I can give you 10%, and then I said, no ways.
I'll give you only 10%.
Either 50-50 or we leave.
Okay.
And I had to settle 49-51.
Got it.
You know, so yeah.
And what did you guys go on to do in that 10 years that you were there? What kind of projects did you guys work on? What were some of your highlights? What were some of your lessons from that experience?
To be honest with you, we were so blessed because of it was during the 2010. So many projects that were happening. But the major project, it was to be involved in the gas pipeline project.
Okay.
From Pretoria until KZN.
Oh.
I think, in fact, I was the first black subcontractor for that kind of a project because of it was more in the main contractor was an overseas company.
Okay.
So I've learned a lot. I think since then, that's where construction industry opened my eyes.
I see.
Not mainly into the building structures or maybe the water reticulations that we're used to.
It's a diverse space.
Yes.
You can come in on different aspects. Yeah.
So yeah, specifically for that project, it really opened my eyes, and then we were blessed to get several projects until I decided, you know, when you are with your partner, we don't see things eye to eye, we don't see things the same.
Yes. And you're a boss lady, you want to do your own thing.
I ended up saying, you know what, let me resign from your company and do my own.
What lessons are you walking away with from that process before you go into your own thing?
I'm glad I had to work with him. I'm glad I had to learn so many mistakes, which I'm trying to avoid now. You know, experience is the best teacher.
Got you.
You know, there were so many mistakes that I said, you know what, if I can have my own, this and that I will not do.
Okay. In that time, are there children in the process too?
Yes.
You become a mother?
You know what, I'm blessed with 3 kids.
You?
And I'm also a grandmother.
No way, grandmother way.
And anyway, yeah, so my kids are grown up.
Okay.
I've got 1 boy and 2 girls.
I see.
So yeah, they are grown ups now. I think it's only one that she's still in high school doing grade 11. So
but now you're a mother, you're a business owner, how are you navigating all of that?
Balance. You know, as women, we wear so many hats.
For sure.
So there comes a time it's not easy, but you also need to provide for your kids, and this person that I need my kids to look up to me.
Got you.
You know.
Yeah. Okay. So now you leave the construction industry and you decide I'm starting Akani Paints, and you register it in 2014, but then, no, it was registered in 2015, but you had already started doing work in 2014.
In fact, with this one, because of by then when I started my own construction business, the flats here, in fact, the student accommodation here at the University of Pretoria, I was a subcontractor for it. It was 2013, 2014, you know, I still remember wearing the boots, the work suits, from level 1 until 15th or 16th floor.
What?
You know, and I could see that.
Quite physical.
Yes, and it was during lunch, tired, and I said, you know what, people who are making money in this project are suppliers.
They're not getting dirty like me.
And I could see, but where my interest was more into electrical.
Got you.
And but I couldn't get it right. And with paint, because of knowing my background that I didn't do chemistry, I had that thing of no paint formulations. Where am I gonna do this? But I started to ask some of the workers for this white lady. She was a subcontractor for painting, and I said, you know what, I'm interested in your business. Are you making your own paint? She said, no, making your own paint is not for everyone. you can use other, the brick brands names, and then you can supply. I said, no, I'm more interested in doing my own. I said, no, this is not a sissy business, lady.
Don't try it.
Don't even try.
You tried anyway.
Yes, but what I can say, I'm glad I had my mentor by then, Mrs. Kelly, and she was a lecturer at University of Pretoria. I presented this idea to her and said, I'd give me some few months and then I'll do some due diligence for you. And she did. I think after 3-4 months, she called me, we set up. Firstly, only 2 things. To have money.
And what was your answer? I will. Okay.
Secondly, patience. He said, this business of yours, it might even take you more than 10 years until you are well known, until you establish yourself. So I think it was in 2014 by then, 2015, I said, you know what, let me do this.
So when she said, do you have money, you are looking in your pockets and you're like, oh, not really, but okay, take me.
Of course.
So you went ahead anyway?
I went ahead anyway. I started to attend some short courses and I failed dismally.
Tell us a little bit more about. No, you have to break down the failure. What happened? Where did you fail?
Yeah, there was SAPMA, South African Paint Manufacturers Association. So they had some the basic courses in paint manufacturing, and I attended them because of it was more technical.
Yes, when you're a marketing girl,
and I've never been in the space, not even knowing the manufacturing of paints. How does it look like? So many things. Paint needs to be tested. I have no idea of when they say the viscosity, the whatever.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
So I think that's based on that background of not having the background of the product itself.
Yeah.
But I had to, visit several paint manufacturing businesses and have a look. Even the big names, you go there, their warehousing,
well, it's a well-run machine, and things are set up properly and stuff. And you were feeling intimidated, like, hey, I might not get here.
Absolutely, but you know what? I'm this person that I believe each and everyone is got this thing of to God. If God gives you this idea, God, that how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
But anyway, to cut things short, I started by distributing first.
Yeah.
It was some 2 brands, and then I distributed the products. And 2016, one day I said, I wanted to start the business here in Pretoria. But when I went home with all these factories being dilapidated,
that was something that was on your mind from way back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, now man, let me come back home, and start my business here. Fine, I went to my proposal, tried to negotiate it with Limpopo Economic Development leader. And they said, your idea, you can get it. It was not cheap either. And to be honest with you, when it comes to finances, money was not there. Yeah. Fortunate enough, my mom, she just went for pension, and I'm not the only sibling. I said, hey, mom, I will have to take her to, lunch, let's talk.
So you believed in your idea so much that you want your mom's retirement and put it, and I actually heard somewhere that you also included your children's savings.
Absolutely.
Kate.
I had no choice because I needed to start this.
And you went ahead.
And my sibling said, Pella, you are not the only sibling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, you know what, it's fine. Mama, just give me, it's a loan.
Yes.
You are not giving me the money, it's a loan.
Yeah.
My husband, from the onset, he didn't buy into it. And, it was that thing of, this is a man's world. You are entering into a business
This is him saying this to you?
Yes.
Okay.
You are entering into this business, so where are you going to get the money? So it was then knowing that, I'm not going to get anything
from him. You are on your own.
I'm on my own.
But you forged ahead on your own.
Yeah. So anyway, to cut things short, got the factory is dilapidated. It needs to be fixed so that it can be at the state where it's workable.
Yes.
I've approached CEDA.
Yes.
My first approach it was CEDA. It was in 2016 by then. I said, CEDA, I've got nothing. No marketing material, nothing.
And so what did you get from CEDA at that time?
At that time, they gave me the bots, the marketing bots. Because with that money, at least I managed to, with my mom's money, I managed to buy the second-hand machines for
producing the paint.
Mind you, I don't even know how to operate it. And bear in mind, in Limpopo, Zanini, there's no paint manufacturer.
You can't call somebody and say, I need help with this, I need to be troubleshot.
Yes, fine. And I approached IDC as well. IDC said, with you distributing other people's paints, we cannot fund you to buy the stock for other brands and you distribute it. We want you to distribute. You must distribute your own
product.
So the whole things just changed.
Flipped on you. Yeah.
I said, you know what? Where am I going to start this? But I'm going to do it. And I said to IDC, definitely I'm going to do it.
Kabu.
Yeah, I'm coming back. I went back to CEDA. CEDA said, if you can produce, we can assist you even with your branded buckets. Exactly what you want from us. I said, no, the branded buckets. Mind you, it's 2018 by then. The money is finished now.
The money that you took from your mom?
Yeah.
Your children's savings?
The money is like literally the money is finished. Fortunate enough, I'm also a consultant in health and safety.
Okay, great.
So with the little that I was getting for doing the safety plans for people, going to do the risk assessments on site, I'll make sure that
you're pouring that money back into your business.
And I need to balance. There is the family and there's business. Yes. So every week, the money, the tires, the cars, everything, nothing now was working. So come 2018, I said to myself, is this exactly what I need to do?
Were you feeling like, you know what, I'm not going ahead. I've put in too much effort.
I'm not getting the support, the financial support that is needed for the business. How am I going to do this? But already with all the money being spent, moving forward.
You've got a second-hand machine. You've got a factory.
And mind you, the factory is a hall and there's nothing on it. Nothing. It's literally a hall. You know, you'll have your family. No, why don't you downgrade? Why didn't you start at the garage?
This is too big.
You know, this is too big for you. But because of the vision was here. Someone will not understand exactly.
But what kind of conversations are you having with yourself when the environment around you is saying, it's not happening, girl? But inside of you, you're sure that it is. So how are you managing that external noise?
I think I'm an introvert someone. And I read a lot. So even if you get those kind of negativity, negative remarks, I make it a point that, you know what, I don't entertain. I think it managed to sustain me till today. Fast forward, fine, 2019, I managed to apply for TTA. They bought me at least the machine.
2019.
Okay. 2018, I was trying to produce myself, and my paint were failing dismally by then.
But Kate,
remember,
now, in the midst of all this work that you're doing, I'm seeing here that in 2018 you won the Business Achiever Award for Emerging Entrepreneurs. I see that you won an award for Productivity SA. But now it sounds to me like the business was not looking as successful as it seemed. What is happening there?
2018, that's where I've started doing the production.
Okay.
Because of
hence the emerging.
Yes.
But okay, baby girl is coming through.
2018, that's why I've started to produce, but on a very small scale. And my paints were failing, and to a point where I had to get a mentor, the technical mentor, in Randburg, Mr. Phil Green. And then he sat me down, he said, please be patient, you're not going to make money now. Learn the steps. It was that thing at first, having someone give you the formulation, no, you can do this, buy the raw materials. They said, no, you just tear all my formulations, start me from scratch. He said, now I'm starting you from the basics.
Is this where you're doing now the water paint?
That's where,
base paints.
The base, And then he taught me step by step until 2018. At least it started gradually. Customers started to come. The first time customers, when they come buy my paints, he said, you know what? I was washing the car, all the paint is off. So I could see, no.
So how are you dealing with this negative feedback?
That's the thing. Hence, that's when I decided, is it what I can do? And you can see that even family said, we told you. Please, we told you. Certain things, just leave it to the experts. And that's where I humbled myself to the core. I said, you know what, please, I need the experts to teach me how to do this. I have to learn to do it.
You're not thinking, let me leave this business.
No,
You're saying, I'm forging ahead.
Because I had no option for me leaving it.
Now there's just been too much negativity. Everybody's expecting you to fail, and in your head you're like, nah, it's not happening to me.
Yeah. So 2019, I've applied. I went back to CEDA. CEDA said you can apply for TTA, and then I've applied for TTA, and yeah, the big machine came.
Tell us a little bit about that. The TTA
the
application process. Yes. What exactly you got, and a little bit more about those machines.
I think from the beginning, it's just that I still remember, I think we were allowed to apply for up to 600.
Oh, okay, there was a cap.
And on my side, because of I was afraid, I said, what if I didn't know that it's a grant?
Okay.
I thought it's a loan. So I just applied for about 300. I said,
you're like, I still have to pay my mom. I still have my...
And the most important thing on my equipment, it was the laboratory equipment, because of I had to test now and then. When I do the batch, I had to take it to Gauteng, and it was getting more expensive on my side. So at least for that, it managed to buy me some testing equipment, and it was only the basic ones, and I had to get at least the bigger pot, because of I started with the 200 drum, so now I wanted to up to 1,000 liter drum, and the speed of it.
And how many colors are you making? Is it just black, white, yellow? How many colors at this point?
It's a lot.
Oh, okay.
I'm making all colors.
Okay, great.
For now I've graduated.
At that time?
At that time, it was the basics. It was the first coat only.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2019, when now I started to say, oh, here's the thing, and applied. 2020 come COVID, and where even my community was started now to notice me. So 2020, the machine came in 2020. So when COVID came, and now the business is dominant.
It's at a standstill.
I said, no, the machine is coming. I think the machine came around September, October in 2020.
Right in the thick of...
Yes.
Yes.
And when the machine came, I said, you know what, guys, let's go back to work. I've opened early. August, September was already functional.
Okay, so you put in all that work, you get some support from SEDFA, and ultimately you, I suppose, 10 years later, you start enjoying some level of success, right? 2024 was a big year for Akani Paints. It was a big year for Cate. I saw you at GEC Africa, so you got that opportunity, market access opportunity. Minister Stella Ndavidi came to visit you at your factory. Hello, rubbing shoulders with big girls. Yes. And you won the Women-Led MSME of the Year at the Presidential Awards, walking away with 200K. Can you reflect on that?
I felt, you know what, I still say I'm blessed, and I don't take all these awards lightly, because of it's a build-up.
You didn't just arrive.
No, with all the hard work. Sometimes even when I'm alone, I said, you know what, I know that there's still a long way to go. As long as at the end of the day I'm making a difference, you know, waking up in the morning, there are people who are looking up to you. Sometimes I don't even heavy petrol money, but come at and someone is looking up to you. You know what? I'm making a difference in my community. Yeah. And another thing that I'm grateful for, especially we've got a lot of chemical graduates. Now I've got 3 who, some of them they did even the masters, the honors, and they're unemployed. And you can imagine in my area, we don't even have enough of the opportunities
for sure for those kinds of qualifications.
So yeah, every day I feel privileged. For these awards, for me, it's not only about the awards, but I need that for the credibility of the business. For sure. So yeah, and that 200,000, it came as I wanted it very, very bad.
Who doesn't want 200K?
It was not a surprise, but I really went for it.
Got you.
So yeah, definitely when it arrives, it hasn't. When it arrives, the most important thing is transportation, because of now I'm expanding my business. So far I've got 2 branches, Gwangwa and Toyando.
I think maybe as we wrap up our conversation, I want you to touch on what Akani Paints looks like now. Number of employees, product range. What's the setup at Akani Paints now?
Currently I've got 16 employees.
Wow.
And hence I'm saying, moving forward, I'm intending to open the 3rd branch in Akonhoek. Yeah, and yeah, I hope even here in Gauteng, I Akani Paints can have, the footprint on.
You also have ambitions of going across the borders.
Absolutely.
But what kind of challenges do you anticipate there? Especially given how little trade Africa does with each other. Tariffs, transportation, what kind of challenges do you anticipate there, and how do you plan to get around them?
To be honest, I won't put it as a challenge because I feel our government is doing so much in small businesses like myself, attending a lot of workshops to get more information. The information is there. The DTIC is providing a lot of information when it comes to exporting. It's just that the most important thing, or maybe the challenge on my side, is the market, to know exactly. Like now, my interest is more into the SADC regions. To know exactly when I said I'm going to Mozambique, where exactly, and whom I'm targeting. Am I targeting other hardware stores, or am I targeting the contractors there? Property developers. So it's very important for me to get the background or to do due diligence about these countries before I can go there. But
so the issue is not the product. The issue is not that you might not be able to access the market. You just need to do your diligence in terms of who exactly your customers are going to be when you get there.
I'm product ready. I comply with all the product requirements. So now for me, it's those countries to get detailed information, to get due diligence exactly what kind of product and where exactly am I going to distribute.
Okay, Cate, as we wrap up our conversation, you've spoken about expansion plans, but your role in the business, often small business owners become the marketer, become the admin, become the driver, become the... As Akani Paints grows, what does Cate Olifant's role look like in the business? And what are you putting in place to let the reins go so that you are, in the true sense of the word, the boss lady of the business?
I think currently I've put structures in place. That I've got the people that are doing my marketing, got people doing my finance, people at sales, my production guys, so that I used to do everything. So now for me, as you rightfully said, I'm at that expansion stage so that I can focus more into business development.
What kind of advice, what kind of tips can you share with other business owners that are stuck in that one foot into operations and the other foot into trying to scale up?
I would say, whatever systems, because of on my side the systems helped. Put systems in place. It will make it easier, and you also need to trust your employees. You can't do everything all by yourself.
For sure. Okay. Cate, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having this conversation with us. That was Cate Olifant that we have profiled as part of our manufacturing podcast this month. And maybe you want to say some parting shots about how people can get a hold of you, and maybe if you've got some advice for the girlies out there that are looking at you and they're like, you know what? She's a boss lady and I want to be like her.
What I can say is, whatever that you want to do in life, do it. Just do it.
Nike.
Absolutely.
It's that simple.
Just do it.
She makes it sound simple, but I suspect that the journey to entrepreneurship is full of a lot of ups and downs. And that is the end of our episode for Manufacturing Month podcast. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.